Now, by now, most of us have a good idea what fracking is, right? Controversial method of extracting gas from subterranean rock, which campaigners say can damage the environment.
Well, Alex Riley has been to meet the protesters setting up camp near one site in Lancashire.
Just over there is a group of protesters opposed to a site across the road which is being prepared for fracking. Now, I'm not here to discuss the ins and outs and rights and wrongs of that fracking project. No, I'm here to find out what it takes to be a protester. Tina is part of a protest group known as the Nanas, and they've been at the site all week. What are you when you're not protesting?
I live down the road in Blackpool. I write copy for websites. Suppose we're going to describe it and say, a concerned grandmother. We quite like the word protector because it feels more apt than protester.
What sort of characters do you want to protest?
I just love who we've had every day so far. I mean, 13 of us between like 50 and 70. And I'd say 8 of those 13 had never in their life done anything like this. We're due some newcomers in about the next half hour. It's kind of almost like they get their shift changes, we get ours too.
Why have you decided to come out here?
I've been a protester all my life.
You could protest from home.
I don't mind being out in the cold. It keeps me young somehow. And walking in front of lorries all day is a little sense of some power in my hand. I've got some opportunity to make a statement and to be noticed for what I believe.
I saw you dancing almost over there.
Well, I need to do that.
Jigging.
I used to do a lot of jigging and I don't do as much now, and I'm stiffening up.
I've done this for 5 years now, and I've lived on the camps all over the country. My son is 24 now, he doesn't need looking after anymore, so I'm able to come out on the front line.
What do you think it takes to be a protester?
Knowledge.
Yeah.
You need to know what you're talking about. I think you need doggedness, determination.
Warm gloves, coffee.
And you've always got to be peaceful as well, so you've got to keep your cool and keep your temper, because the moment you rise to aggression or whatever, it's the moment you lose your argument.
All right, okay, yeah. Okay, well, you just told me that no media is allowed to come in, but the protesters have been let through the fence with the police liaison officers, and they're going to stand in front of the lorry and make it as slow as possible for it to get in.
What you need to become an activist is belief that what you're doing is correct. We are a diverse movement and all activists come from different backgrounds.
Why do you need to, stand by the side of the road, possibly get run over, shuffle in front of a lorry?
When investors see that we get a permitted 15-minute slow walk per truck, that's every truck, every day, for 3 months on a road build. And as an investor, would you invest?
After an authorised Go Slow demonstration with the Nanas, a separate group confront police further down the road in front of another lorry.
What has happened is there's been 2 different sort of ways that people want to go about it, the way they want to protest. One group wants to do it one way, one group wants to do it another way. You can have more radical types of protester, and then you can have the more passive types of protest. But at the end of the day, a protester is somebody that is unhappy and wants to make a change. Yeah.
The police have now made a protective barrier of bodies, and the protesters are shouting a few things at them. But they've achieved their objective. They've slowed down this lorry. It's taken 4 hours to get it from that end of the road to this end of the road. They've achieved what they've set out to do. It's been really interesting meeting the protesters today, and the fact that there are 2 different groups who seem to have different approaches. But what unites them seems to be they've found a cause that is so important to them that it doesn't matter that they have to sacrifice aspects of their home and work lives, because they think what they're doing is making a difference. Whether or not it will make a difference in the long run is anybody's guess.
How I judge those I stand beside is what's your intent more than anything.
Yeah.
Is your intent and the reason you're here the same as mine? Because we're all aiming for the same goal.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing more from that camp over the coming